The countdown is over. Today is the first day of the 44th annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. People from all over the world have flocked here to see the balloons take flight. Now let's get out to Chad Brummett, who's live at Balloon Fiesta Park, where everything's getting started.
Yeah, good morning, Emily. It is great out here. I got to tell you, I've been to a lot of balloon fiestas in my day. There are a ton of people here. Everyone is very excited to get the 44th Annual International Balloon Festival off the ground. I got to tell you, if you are coming out today, though, you want to give yourself a little bit of extra time. Lots of traffic. As you can see, a lot of people here. So the traffic a little bit more than usual, but don't let that damper your fun. Come out. The parking people are very good. They have a very busy day scheduled for you. Let's take a look at the itinerary of events, guys. We are currently waiting right now for Dawn Patrol. As I'm looking out, propane is firing off. They're getting ready to launch Dawn Patrol here in a few minutes. As you can see, that's going to be kicking off any second now. 6:30, we should be having the Krispy Kreme Morning Glow. A lot of people very excited about that. 6:45, around there, we will have our opening ceremonies. And then, of course, weather permitting, we're still waiting for the pilot's briefing to get the green flag. We will have our mass ascension. The fun continues tonight, guys. 6 p.m. We're going to have our Twilight Twinkle Light Glow, rather. We are also going to have the gas balloon race launch happening there. 7:30, something new this year. Very excited about the laser light show. And then, of course, 8 o'clock, the show everyone loves, fireworks. There's going to be live music going on. Vendors Row is open for business. Lots of people out here having a great time. So if you are not home watching KRQE News 13, get out to the Balloon Fiesta, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun. Paul, my buddy, my camera guy, and I, we're going to hit the road. We're going to find some fun things to do, and we'll check back with you at the bottom of the hour, Emily.
We will continue to follow all the action at Balloon Fiesta Park this morning and the rest of the week. Coming up, we'll have the Mass Ascension live, and we also have everything you need to know on our website at krqe.com, including schedule and parking information. You can also check it out on our mobile app. How it escalated when a shot was fired and ended with a car on fire. A scary case of road rage, all because of a couple wanted to change lanes. News 13's Lizzie Mitri shows you what happened.
In my neighborhood, it's kind of scary.
This fiery crash shocked neighbors on Albuquerque's west side.
It's very surprising that a small incident like that on the road could result in devastation like this.
It started on I-40 near Rio Grande. An Albuquerque man tells me he was trying to change lanes to exit, but with the car on his right, he flashes high beams to signal to the car in front of him. The driver in front of him, Antonio Hernandez, is then accused of stopping suddenly, speeding up and slowing down to prevent the other car from changing lanes, and finally shooting at the car. Hernandez tried to get away on course. The other driver followed as his wife called police. When they got to this northwest neighborhood near Chaparral Elementary School, Hernandez lost control. He crashed through this brick wall and his car burst into flames in this family's front yard.
You can still see the tire tracks going straight for the brick wall that's now blackened from the fire.
It starts on I-40 in Coors and ends up here almost in our front yard. That is, crazy.
Police arrested Hernandez, who claims he was the victim. A criminal complaint shows he admitted to firing a, quote, warning shot at the other car, saying he was scared for his life.
I think if everybody could just stop and think about their reaction before they actually react, we wouldn't have a lot of the issues that we have.
Lizzie Mitri, KRQE News 13.
Now, Hernandez admitted to police that he hid his gun under a trash bag at a nearby home. Police say that gun was stolen. APD has arrested a man who they say hit and killed a pedestrian. It happened yesterday afternoon on Gibson near San Pedro. Police say witnesses spotted the driver, Jesse Lopez, nodding off at the wheel moments before the crash. They say he ended up driving eastbound in the westbound lane and hit the pedestrian identified as Margaret Peralta. Police are investigating whether Lopez was drunk or high. Well, tense moments in northwest Albuquerque this morning where a young man who was playing with his new gun gave officers a big scare. It happened around 2 a.m. near Indian School in Rio Grande. APD says they were answering an unrelated domestic violence call when they heard someone firing shots. Officers had their weapons drawn, thinking someone was shooting at them. Turns out it was a young man in a ditch firing his new gun into the dirt. Now, no one was hurt. It's unclear if anyone was arrested. In scary moments at MacArthur Elementary School after a boy said a man walked up to him outside the school, said he had a gun and told him to leave with them. The 12-year-old ran back inside the school.
We will remind students not to talk to strangers, and if they see a suspicious person on campus, to report it to an adult immediately.
That message was sent to parents Friday afternoon. The school went into a brief shelter in place while police looked for a suspect. That means no student can enter or leave without an escort. The man was not found. Now, the boy was not a student. He was visiting his mother, who teaches there. And campus crime is up at the University of New Mexico. A federally mandated report reveals incidents of aggravated assaults and stalking more than doubled in 2014 compared to the year before. Reports of robberies, sexual assault, and domestic violence went up as well. Now, UNM police say while the stats may seem alarming, campus crime is relatively low for the size of school. Now, numbers show crimes at CNM are down except for stalking, which increased. And thousands of New Mexico college students rely on the lottery scholarship, but it's no longer paying 100% of their tuition, so they want to help change that.
What's happened the last couple of years in the legislature during the session is we kind of kick the can down the road. We'll put a Band-Aid on it.
Well, students from UNM and New Mexico State, as well as state lawmakers, were at UNM yesterday to talk about ways to get more money for the scholarship. Students say one answer could be giving students time between high school and college to find out if college is right for them. State Senator Michael Sanchez says the ball is already rolling for changes.
We found 20 additional revenue sources that we might be able to apply to the scholarship.
When the students come to an agreement on how to change the lottery scholarship, they will head to Santa Fe in January and try to get lawmakers on board. Thanks, Chris. And like we just showed you, thousands of people have taken over Balloon Fiesta Park this morning for the first day of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Let's get right out to Chad Brummett, who's live at the park.
Absolutely. It is absolutely incredible. Dawn Patrol just going over my head right now. And I got to tell you, no matter how many times you see Dawn Patrol, it never gets old. Never, ever gets old. As Chris said a few minutes ago, yes, we have a green flag. We are a go for Mass Ascension this morning, folks. We have a packed day for you here at the opening day of the 44th annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Let me break down it. First of all, let's get a look here at our vendors row. As Emily, you were saying, thousands of people. Yes, this is a packed crowd here and everyone very excited. This is what they are going to get today, guys. So Dawn Patrol just went off. The Morning Glow, absolutely beautiful. They were seeing the Krispy Kreme donut. They are responsible for this Morning Glow show. And just coming up here, just momentarily, guys, we are going to be getting the rest of the balloons. Our Mass Ascension going to be taking off around 7 a.m. Our opening ceremony is happening within about 10 minutes or so. Coming up this evening, guys, we have a lot planned for you as well. 6 p.m. the Twilight Twinkle Glow is going to be happening as well. At the same time, the America's Challenge gas balloon race going to kick off. 7:30 p.m. Very excited about this. The Laser Light Show happening, followed by, of course, everyone's favorite around 8:30 as the sun goes down, the fireworks show. So regardless of what your flavor is, what you want to do, you want to come out, collect pins. Of course, the pin vendors, they are here. I am starting to get my collection going. I had a pretty good one last year. I'm hoping to beat it this year. They are here. We've got great food, all sorts of great things going on. Stay with us all morning here on KRQE News 13. We are going to be traversing the field and having a great time. So I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to send it back to you, Emily, in the studio. Hope you guys have a little bit of fun. I'll send some of that fun your way.
Thanks, Chad. We're having a great time here. We will have live coverage at Balloon Fiesta Park all morning and all week. Coming up at 7, the much anticipated Mass Ascension, and we'll take you there for it live. And we also have everything you need to know about the event on our website at krqe.com. You can also check out our KRQE mobile app. Well, there's more trouble for Secretary of State Diana Duran this morning. She's now facing allegations of identity fraud. Now, this comes after a criminal complaint was filed accusing Duran of listing a former state lawmaker, Don Kidd, as treasurer on her campaign without him knowing. According to the complaint, Duran used Kidd's name on several reports filed by Duran as part of her 2010 campaign. Kidd said the only involvement he had was donating to her campaign. The complaint also states investigators uncovered more than 100 transactions totaling more than $10,000 of bank statements that weren't listed as campaign money. Now, Duran is also facing more than 60 charges for allegedly taking campaign money and spending it at casinos, then covering it up. Now, to read the full complaint, visit our KRQE app. Well, there's still so many questions about a shooting that killed a New Mexico high school student and left another injured. State police say Tucumcari police called them about the shooting Thursday afternoon on the 700 block of South 7th Street. 17-year-old Pat Gonzalez was flown to a hospital where he later died. Yesterday, friends and family gathered in Tucumcari to remember the high school junior.
One of my teammates, his dad said that it was Patrick. And it just hit me, hit all of us.
A 15-year-old Josh Walker, who was also shot, he was flown to a Lubbock hospital. His condition is still unknown. A man just wants his mom after he got himself into a lot of trouble.
Do not move again, do you hear me?
Police say 26-year-old Brandon Padilla crashed into the Route 66 smoke shop on the corner of Main and Highway 314 Thursday in Los Lunas. Lapel video shows the mess in the shop that recently opened. Witnesses told officers that Padilla almost hit their car too.
Hey, why are you talking like that? Is that normal or is that because you took something?
I'm scared right now. I need to call my mom.
Well, police say they found a needle near Padilla. He's charged with stealing his mom's new SUV as well as DWI and resisting arrest.
What happened, man?
Well, he survived a dangerous drunken drive, but his baby and girlfriend did not. And now he could spend a long time behind bars. Yesterday, Carlos Rosales Polanco pled guilty to the vehicular homicide in exchange for child abuse charges being dropped. He crashed his truck near Coors and Rio Bravo last July. He and his 10-year-old son survived. His girlfriend, Adriana Chavez Miranda, and their 1-year-old died.
These are each special penalty third-degree felonies resulting in the death of a human being, which carries a basic sentence of 6 years in the Department of Corrections.
Rosales Polanco faces up to 12 years in prison when he's sentenced. Los Alamos police are still searching for a man responsible for a cash crime, swiping money from a museum donation box. It happened last Friday at the Los Alamos Historical Museum. The suspect is 30-year-old Ryan Skelton. This is the third time the museum has lost money to crooks. You can still see the damage left to the box, handcrafted from wood by a volunteer employee. Donations came in from all over after people heard about the loss.
The community cares about the museum, they care about the history, and we're all part of it together.
The museum is considering moving the box to keep a better eye on it. If you have any information on Skelton's whereabouts, call police. A small community in Oregon is trying to come to grips with this week's tragic shooting on their college campus. Authorities have identified the gunman as Chris Harper. Paul Versamen reports.
We're learning more about the victims of the deadly shooting. They range in age from 18 to 67 and were students, and the oldest a teacher. Among the 9 people killed is Rebecca Carnes. Her stepfather confirmed the news. Lucero Alcaraz was also killed. Her sister published an emotional Facebook post saying Lucero was her best friend.
These families are currently living through the nightmare in the most personal way possible.
Investigators say they have recovered 13 weapons related to the investigation, 6 from the school and 7 more from the shooter's home. Law enforcement officials have identified the shooter as Chris Harper Mercer. He shot students and faculty in at least 2 buildings on campus.
I heard one gunshot, and then I looked over outside, and people were running away from the building. We got to get out of here. There's people running. We need to go.
The father of a young woman who was shot said Mercer specifically targeted Christians during the rampage. The president says something has to change before another life is taken.
I'm going to talk about this on a regular basis, and I will politicize it.
And now police and community members alike are trying to figure out what could have motivated a 26-year-old to carry out a senseless tragedy.
One person's deranged act may have indeed broken all of our hearts, but he cannot prevent our hearts from growing back bigger and stronger.
Reporting from Roseburg, Oregon, I'm Paul Verkammen.
Now, this latest shooting has sparked a new debate about gun laws. Thursday night, President Obama said the nation had become numb to such tragedies.